Hi, my name is Hardeep. I got the Emergent Ventures grant last year in August 2023. And what I got the grant was for the residency. The residency ended up being this community that I started with my co-founder Nick, and it's now become this a global community of like a network of group houses. That's what I got the grant for. And how the application process for Emergent Ventures is, you like there's this really long essay that you have to write. It could be like whatever length that you actually really want it to be, like whatever suits the best for you to be able to tell your story well. And I wrote my story in that, like about my past of what I've done in the past, like connecting my community building experience with how it ties into the residency and why I want to do it, why I actually want to start it, and why I'm so passionate about it. And I really talked about the entire story of how I actually like wanted to, how why I won the grant and why I'm so passionate about it. And I feel like that really ends up being the core for like most of the applications that you'll write for anything, to be honest, like really good storytelling, having good reason for why you do things, and having like an idea that you have thought out, that you have actually given like a decent bit of thought to, and like you have like a decent bit of logistics plan to what it's going to be. I was also pretty frugal for like the amount I was asking. I don't think you should ask for too much, and like especially when you're like asking initially, but I've definitely like known people who have asked too much at times, have gotten rejected. So I definitely say like ask for the amount that you feel like is going to like help you survive, actually like spearhead this, actually get you to be accelerated in whatever you're doing, but at the same time like be a little bit conservative. So that's my take on it. As per the interview process, after this essay, you get an interview request. I got an request after a month. I know some people have gotten requests from. I know I've heard of people who've gotten requests for interviews like literally a day after submitting application. So it really varies. I was also in EV India, so that's why it took longer for me. And the interview was pretty straightforward. I didn't prepare for it at all. I just read through my essay that I'd written before, and then the interviewer I had, they just like grilled me with like a lot of questions, like really trying to challenge me, like why the hell I'm doing this. And I feel like that was really good because it actually made me think about it a decent bit too. So at the end, I almost felt like they weren't convinced of like what I'd said, because like they were definitely grilling me a decent bit, but like they were pretty convinced and ended up actually saying that we'll give you a grant. This happened in the matter of like 10 minutes of a call. We dove straight into it, and we didn't want like we didn't have like no short talk, whatever, just like straight right into it. So it's pretty good. And as for like what happens, the money gets wired for the Emergent Ventures to you. Like it really depends, like where you're getting money wired. For me, it took a little bit of time because like we had some problems with the tax forms, but like I wouldn't say anything more than a month. Hopefully, you get in like 2 weeks or so. Emergent Ventures, apart from that, is a really nice community, as in we have like WhatsApp groups and stuff. But to be honest, like the groups that themselves aren't that active, but like it's always like such a green flag for me whenever I see people who are Emergent Ventures grantees from anywhere else in the world, if I'm meeting them in any other communities. And also like Emergent Ventures ends up having this unconference every year in March for EV United States, and I'm not sure when EV India happens, but it also happens like annually and happens somewhere in India. I think different places every year. For EV United States, it happens in Washington D.C. every year around the second week of March usually. And if you end up getting the Emerging Ventures grant, you'll also be invited to one of these, depending on what grant you end up getting. So those are my few cents on what you should know about the Emerging Ventures application process. I definitely say in general, the more passionate about it, the more you have like actually good reasons of like applying for this, of actually getting this, it'll most likely not be overlooked. So yeah, just be able to show your passion. But yeah, good luck on your process.